William Tyndale, the man who brought the Bible to the people. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to stand before you today and speak about one of the most courageous and transformative figures in history, William Tyndale. A man who dedicated his life to a singular mission, one that changed the course of religious thought, education, and culture forever. Tyndale's work paved the way for people like you and me to have access to the Bible in our own language, to read it, understand it, and interpret it for ourselves. This 15-minute reflection on his life will cover his upbringing, the driving force behind his mission, and the lasting impact of his work. 1. Early life and education. William Tyndale was born in Gloucestershire, England, around 1494. This was a time of great religious upheaval in Europe, as the Reformation was beginning to challenge the established order of the Catholic Church. Tyndale's family was of modest means, but his intellect and passion for learning were evident from a young age. He attended Oxford University, where he received a solid education in theology and the classics. Later, he pursued further studies at Cambridge, where he was influenced by the growing humanist movement, an intellectual trend that emphasized individual thought and the study of original sources. While at Cambridge, Tyndale became deeply interested in the works of the Church Fathers, the original languages of the Bible, and the ideas of reformers such as Martin Luther. It was here that his conviction grew that every person should have access to the Bible in their native language, a radical idea at the time. The Bible was primarily available in Latin, a language that only educated clergy and scholars could understand. For the vast majority of people, the Bible was inaccessible, and religious life was mediated through the Church's teachings and interpretations. 2. The mission. Translating the Bible into English. Tyndale's passion for bringing the Bible to the people led him to a fateful decision. He would translate the Bible into English, making it available to all who could read. This may seem like a simple endeavor today, but in Tyndale's time, it was a revolutionary act, and a dangerous one. Translating the Bible into vernacular languages was considered heretical by the Catholic Church. The Church believed that allowing laypeople to read the Bible on their own would lead to misinterpretations and challenges to its authority. But Tyndale was undeterred. He believed that faith was deeply personal and that individuals should be able to read and interpret the scriptures for themselves. As he famously declared, "I will cause the boy that driveth the plough to know more of the scriptures than the Pope himself." This statement captures the essence of Tyndale's mission, to make the Bible accessible not only to scholars and clergy, but to ordinary people, farmers, merchants, artisans, who had a right to understand the Word of God. However, Tyndale quickly realized that he could not carry out his work safely in England. In 1524, he fled to the more reform-minded regions of Europe, eventually settling in the free city of Antwerp. There, he began his monumental task of translating the New Testament directly from the original Greek texts. His translation was printed in 1526 and smuggled into England, where it quickly gained a following. 3. Opposition and persecution. The Church and the English authorities were furious. Tyndale's translation was seen as a threat to their power and control over religious life. The Archbishop of Canterbury condemned the translation, and copies of the Bible were burned in public ceremonies. King Henry VIII, who had not yet broken with the Catholic Church, also opposed Tyndale's work. But Tyndale remained steadfast, continuing to work on revisions to his New Testament.